Hi everyone, it's me, Jordan Long, and today I'm going to talk about this one thing that always seems to happen. Oh, it's not a bad thing or anything, Jordan says, but it is something that seems to happen. Now, you remember you think back when I first started on YouTube and I was being like, the community channel or the fellowship fairway. Well, that has not shifted. I was still like that. Plus, I talked about things in my films and stuff that Natalie Tang during her time on YouTube never did. Now, has this ever happened to you when someone, mistaken you for someone else? They mistaken you for someone else. I'm Eastern or Far Eastern. And even though not all of us look the same, it is hard to tell one from the other, especially when they got all the, little offshoots, you know. So, and a lot of folks claim, oh, you can tell by looking at the eyes. Well, you can't tell by looking at the eyes. It's not the eyes that give it away. It has to do with the way the cast, the shell, the side is made. That's the only way you can tell. And most folks are going to think it's weird that you're looking at them to tell them a break from someone else that looks almost like them, but doesn't. Man, I thought you were Lucy Liu. No, I'm not Lucy Liu. Well, I should have thought you were. I mean, you both are Eastern or Far Eastern. Yeah, well, I'm not. I mean, yes, I am Eastern or Far Eastern, but I'm sad I'm not Lucille Liu. I get that a lot. Maybe not as much as someone else, but I do get that. And it always tends to be show players that folks, say I look like. Yeah, now I kind of do look like Lucille Liu a little bit. All right, I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, if you would really look at both of us side by side, you would see there was a whole unlike between us. Well, we're both Eastern, true. But beyond that, I think you would have to look really hard to see the unlike between us. You sure you're not Kelly Who? No, I'm not Kelly Who. I mean, you look like Kelly Who. No, but I'm here to tell you I am not Kelly Who. Oh man, I'm sad. I'm sorry. I'm sad. Yeah, and sometimes folks seem to think that I'm Kelly Who. You know, but she's not as name known as Lucille Liu, but she's a show player the same. And some folks seem to think I look like her, but I do not look like her. It happens. It don't need, this can happen to anyone, you know. So, yeah, I get that a lot. When you're Far Eastern or Eastern, not that it happens to everyone, but I'm sure every once in a while there's going to be someone who thinks that you look like someone else. Like some folks seem to think I look like Lucille Liu or I look like Kelly Who when I don't look anything like them, even though we're all Far Eastern or Eastern, true. you know? And this other thing happens too. Well, I also want to say, let me back. Well, I am, I'm sad, but I do not look like Kelly Who or Lucille Liu. I'm sad. Okay, I'm not Lucille Liu. I'm not Kelly Who. You looks like you made a mistake. Yeah, it looks like I did make a mistake. I'm sad. You know. And then you're gonna ask me, oh, why did you just shift the lights off now? because it got the sun came out, and I thought it was going to be an overcast day, but it looks like I was wrong, and the sun came out about 7:18 or 7:19 in the morning. So yeah, looks like got mistakes on me. So much for shifting the time back and getting more daylight, having less daylight. So much for it being bright in the morning. Anyway, that's not even the grounds of this film. And yes, it happens. Now there used to be something else that, some other things that the Fellowship Fairway used to do that I don't do in my films. She used to go around and pick words and say, this is a word of the day, it was an ugly word, this was a beautiful word. And usually she would end it by asking anyone what they thought. And then go through and read all the words from the former film that was forlayed and not the film that was forlayed you were watching. You know? Now I know a lot of folks out there are probably thinking one or two things. Well, Jordan, are you going to leave YouTube now since this new law got put down? Well, it's not a new law. No, I'm keeping on YouTube until someone tells me otherwise I need to leave. But I got all my films marked for kids. Because even though I make film for grown-ups, even though grown-ups watch my film, follow my films, there are kids, and there are probably kids out there that might like to watch my films. They might see me because I'm a doll, and kids like dolls, and they might want to watch my film. So yes, I got all my films are now for kids. You know? So if anyone ever reports to YouTube that I'm not following the law, and then YouTube has to go report that to the Federal Trade Commission, and for them to look, well, at least both of them will know that I have all my films marked for kids. At least both sides will know if that ever happens, I'll have to do it. Okay? So it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. One more thing before I end this film. You sure you're not Z Zhang? I'm telling you, no, I'm not Z Zhang, alright? I'm telling you right now, I am not Z Zhang. I'm sad, I don't look like Z Zhang. How about Gong Li? I don't look anything like Li Gong, I'm telling you right now. I don't look nothing like Li Gong or nothing like Z Zhang. Okay? Even though Z Zhang has been even though I kind of look like her a little bit, but I'm not. So you see that happens. Some folks seem to get me confused, and now they seem to think that I look like Z Zhang or look like Li Gong. And just to let you know, if none of those names are name known to you, well, it is what it is. You know, maybe they are name known. They're show players, too. But, you know, they are Far Eastern, just like I'm Far Eastern or Eastern. But at the end of the day, I don't really look anything like them. But sometimes folks get me wrong, and they say they say I look like others, but I'm not. And a lot of times it's show players. Now sometimes it's even wrestlers that they say I look like too. But I'm sure you that I don't look anything like. They say I look like wrestlers too. But most of them, they say I look like show players. And usually the two ones they usually confuse me for, get me wrong, is usually for being Lucille Liu or Kelly Hu. I don't know why. It's just usually them. Or sometimes it's Z Zhang that they usually get me on. Usually those three. I know there's other show players out there. Like, no way they could ever get me confused with Shannon Ho or whatever her name is. You know. Or am I even saying her name right? Shannon Ho or Shona Ho? I can't say her name right. Sandra Ho? Yeah, maybe that's it. Folks don't really seem to say I look like her or not. You know, it is what it is. I'm Jordan Long, and I'll see you later.